Now I want to dive a little bit deeper into CoSchedule and what it can do, because it doesn't end here. This is really just the tip of the iceberg. I found it also works really well for planning projects, which integrates really well with my social media calendar because I often want to promote a lot of those projects that I create. For example, CoSchedule makes it easier to write social media posts and campaigns. So I'm going to go ahead and click the plus button here to add an item. We can add lots of different things. I'm going to go ahead and choose social campaign. I'll give it a title of test campaign, and if I wanted to, I could go ahead and even give it a label here. I'll give it my custom yellow label that's called social campaign, and I'll create it. Now, a social campaign revolves around a product or a social post that you're going to want to promote more than once. So what this does is this automatically sets you up with your general link that you want to promote. Then you can set up a post to go live the day that you publish it. You can have one go out automatically the day after, and then a week after, and a month after, and you can even get into custom dates as well. I'm going to go ahead and go back to my calendar for a second, and I'm going to open up my workboard by clicking on the little workboard button here. That opens the workboard panel over on the side. And in my workboard, I can create projects that I'm not quite ready to publish yet. I find it also works really, really well for creating templates so that I don't have to essentially create the same content over and over again with a recurring project. So I'm going to go to Promo Painter Brushes here. This is a social media campaign that I've created ahead of time as a template because each month I release new custom brushes for Corel Painter. Now, rather than having to write the same post over and over and over again every single month, why not create the bulk of it and then just plug in a few of the little details like the new link and things like that? Well, I can do that very easily using CoSchedule. For example, I have this placeholder link which links to the brush download page. I can swap that out when I get the new link. And then I have some posts that are going to go out on the same day as I publish, which are going to my Tumblr, my Twitter, and my Instagram. Let's take a look at the Twitter post. And you can see I've just created some placeholder text here. I know that I'm going to eventually share an image. I want it to have this general message of new brushes for Corel Painter are available for download. I can always tweak that if I want to. And then I have a little note to myself to attach the brush preview image here. Then I have download brushes with this little tag called permalink. Now, what is this permalink? Well, what this is going to do is this is automatically going to put the permalink or the link that I'm trying to promote here. It's going to replace permalink with that link. These links are called helpers, and I can create a helper for anything, for a title, for a link, for hashtags. It can be really, really time-saving. So if we look down here at the bottom, you can see a preview of what this post might look like. Where it says permalink, that's been replaced with the hyperlink that I want people to go to. So each month when I promote this same social media campaign over and over again, this makes it much easier. I just plug in the new link here, and I basically have most of the post already written and already set up and already scheduled. Once I schedule this first post on the same day as the publishing, then I know that all the other subsequent posts are going to be published at specific dates after that. Now, they don't all have to be the same post. You can go through, and 1 week after you publish, you can have basically the same post, but you can change it up a little bit. For example, this one has different wording. It says move beyond default brushes, etc. So it's not the exact same post. It's promoting the same content, but it's promoting it in a different way. If I scroll down a bit here, you can see that there's a permalink for hashtags. I'm going to go ahead and go back to my calendar here. And I'm going to take a look at another social campaign template, which is called my group art challenges. I'm going to look here under helpers, and you can see I have a helper for month current, month next, theme current, theme next. And these are all automatically filling in content. You can see that month current will be filled in with March. So each month that I post this repeating content, I just have to swap out the month. I'll swap out March for April and April for May. I'll swap out the theme for that month. What that's going to do is that's going to automatically fill in that information in my pre-composed post. So March will go here, April will go here automatically, and so on. If we take a look at my LinkedIn post, you can see month current, month next, month current. Now, if you add up all that time, that actually saves you some time. It saves you some effort. It saves you from having to remember it. Creating a helper is actually pretty easy. You just go to your helpers here, and you can add a new helper. This could be just text that you'd add in. It could be an image that you'd add in, or it could even be a video. If we want to do text, we can add text. We just put in our tag. That could be something like time, and then the content would be what's displayed in that area that you've designated. So I could say 10 p.m. And then anytime I add the time tag in one of my posts, it'll automatically fill it in with that particular value that I set. So if that time is going to change month to month in each of your social media posts, you can easily swap that out. And if you want to delete a helper, you can click on the X and it's gone. Now, if I go back to my calendar, I have this group art challenge post here already set up, but I'm not going to post this. What I'm going to do is I'm just going to duplicate it. That already has the template post set up with some placeholder wording and some dates to be sent out. Again, this is all stuff that I was doing that I had to remember to do, but now it's all organized within CoSchedule, which takes a lot of the burden off of my brain. Now, if I go back to my menu here, I can also take a look at various analytics. So you can see the analytics of your posts and the health of your network in general. Now, I really wish that CoSchedule integrated with YouTube. I know it integrates with a lot of different social media services, but that one I would find particularly useful. Although it doesn't integrate with YouTube at this point, I can still use CoSchedule to plan my YouTube videos. And let me show you how. I'll go back to my calendar again. And here in my workboard, I have some pink labels here. These are all different videos that I'm planning. I have many, many, many more ideas than this, but I just brought in a few of the ones that I might want to work on currently. So let's look at the video CoSchedule tutorial, which is the tutorial that I'm recording right now. I used CoSchedule to plan this video. So what I have here is just a basic text editor. I can write a script, I can add a headline, but I can also add some tasks over here to the side, and these tasks will help keep me on track. There's certain things that I want to do in each of my YouTube videos or in each of my scripts, so I want to make sure that I remember those each time I'm writing a script, and I can check them off as I go along. Plan video topic or series. I can check that one off, and you can see my progress bar moves as I make progress. I can plan and research keywords. I can write a script, which I've already done. I can tease the value early in the video. I can remind viewers of what's coming next. So all of these things I want to check off one by one. That way I know that that video is going to be the best it can be. And again, I don't have to remember all of those different steps. When I'm writing a script, I'm reminded of those steps because they're right there integrated into the script. And again, this is a template, so I can just duplicate this and reuse it for each new video project. Now, YouTube video thumbnails are the most important factor to get people to click on your video, but the second most important factor is a clickable title. CoSchedule's headline optimizer can help you write better, more clickable titles. So I have my headline here, and I can analyze it, and I can actually see how many words are in there, how many characters are in there, and I can see the word balance and the score of that particular title. So right now I'm using how to better organize your social media calendar. If I change that to something else like how to post on social media, we can reanalyze that. And I can see how that scores compared to the other title, which was 79. So the other title was a little bit better. Now you also want to take into mind that this is going to be a YouTube video. So you'd want to do some research on YouTube to give you an idea of the kind of keywords people are searching for and things like that. So the other title I was using was actually a better title. Not just because of how CoSchedule ranked it as an overall clickable headline, but also because it would perform better in a search on YouTube. So I use this for YouTube videos, but if you're a blogger, you could also use this to write your blogs. It works really well for that, and I think that's really who it's geared toward the most. In a sense, writing a title for a YouTube video follows the same best practices as writing a title for a blog. So I think that's a nice little bonus to have in addition to the social media calendar. I'm going to close out of this, and these are all just drafts or works in progress until I actually take them and drag them over onto the calendar. Then if I wanted to, I could actually schedule stuff out. It's nice to have these works in progress visible here because then I know what I need to work on throughout the month. I also have some of my recurring posts that I'm going to post on a regular basis easily visible here to remind me that I need to post them. But if I need more of a reminder, I can even add tasks. So I can have these little tasks on my calendar and I can check them off or take them and move them around to different days if I want to. When I've scheduled a task, CoSchedule will send me an email reminder to remind me to do the task by the due date. It's easy to add a task. You can just click on the post in the top right of the day you want to add it to, and then you can choose task. You could also choose a calendar event if you just want to mark a date on the calendar. And then there's also notes that you can add. If you wanted to add a social message or a social media post, you could do that. As I showed you earlier, you could create a social campaign, which is a series of posts, and you can even do email marketing as well. For example, I use MailChimp for my email list, and that integrates with CoSchedule. So as you can see, I have this previously posted campaign from MailChimp. I have my subject line title, which I can score here using CoSchedule's headline analyzer. And then I can go ahead and edit this campaign in MailChimp, and then it will show up automatically in my calendar. So again, I can create a template and then I can just schedule this in my calendar. And then that way I remember to send out emails to my email list. All right, so now that you know how to organize your social media content calendar like a pro, it's time to learn how to post without being spammy. I'll explain how to do that coming up in the next video.